So good to see you all, and so good to see you all too. Welcome Sunday morning at Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist. It's always kind of funny. I was thinking the congregation looked a little sparse this morning, but then I realized with all these people up here, when they come back and sit down, it'll look fine. It'll be fine. So wonderful to see you all here this morning. We're doing things slightly different today. We are singing with the choir as a prelude. A beautiful piece by Elizabeth Alexander. We've done it before, but it's the perfect thing for new member Sundays and kind of the life and the mission we are trying to get across here. There is no point in coming into this space and being anything or anyone but exactly who and what you are. You are absolutely welcome here, regardless. Your cell phone, though, at least for the next hour and some, is not as welcome, so take a second, double check. That goes for you guys, too. You think it's bad when a cell phone goes off out here? Not good. But once again, welcome. We are so glad you are here.
Do not leave your cares at the door. Do not leave them there when you come into this place. Be open to forgiveness and transformation. Come on in. You are welcome here. And do not leave your cares at the door. Bring your pain and sorrow and joy. There's a place for them upon the altar of life. Be open to forgiveness and transformation. Come on in, you are welcome here. And do not leave your cares at the door. This is a place of grace, a place of losing and finding a way upon the winding road. Meeting and parting, stumbling and starting over. Every story is sacred here, even yours. So come on in and do not leave your cares at the door. Do not leave them there when you come into this place. Be open to forgiveness and transformation. Come on in, you are welcome here. And do not leave your cares at the door. Bring your pain and sorrow and joy. There's a place for them upon the altar of life. Be open to forgiveness and transformation. Come on in, you are welcome here. And do not leave your cares at the door. This is a place of grace, a place of losing and finding a way upon the winding road. Meeting and parting, stumbling and starting over. To forgiveness and transformation. Come on in, you are welcome here. Come in. And do not leave your cares at the door. Amen. Amen. Amen.
What a great way to start the day with a musical spa. Thank you. That was exhilarating. I made that word up. Good morning. Welcome to all of you here at Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We are a secular faith community, and we share our desert home with what was and is and always will be the home of the Thana Otham and Yaqui people. We respect and honor their commitment to this place that we also call home. My name is Jerry Leggett. I'm a pastoral associate and a fairly new member. I commute up here from Tubac. It's always a wonderful drive. And I'm glad to be here helping with the service. It's being led by our settled minister, Reverend Matthew Funk Crary. We're also grateful for the talents of our staff, which includes Chris, our musical doctor, also the director, I guess, too, Stacy, our religious education coordinator, and Stephanie, our administrator. And an ongoing thank you to the many volunteers that contribute each week. There's our AV crew back there, Robin and Lee and Chuck, and our volunteers for greeting. Today it's Claudia. Nice smiles. Thank you, Claudia. Hospitality. There's Joel, our song leader, and the volunteers who are helping with our children in RE. So this is a team effort. And by the way, there's the lovely choir too. Now, our services are not just attended by those of us who are here this morning, but also virtually. Some will be watching this in real time. Hello. And others will be watching at a later time. You are also very welcome. If we can, please now, Chuck, get ready. This is your part. And turn towards that camera and give a warm, lovely, resilient greeting to folks. So glad you're here, one way or the other. Now, in welcoming them, okay, so today's service celebrates the welcome of 3 new members, Iris, Lynette, and John, who we will get to know a little better as they begin their journey with us. In welcoming them, each of us can welcome and renew our ties with MVUU as we reflect on what is it that brought us here, and how can each of us play our part in making this a vital expression of our UU values. And since it's probably all on our mind, just a word about yesterday's No Kings March and resilience, which is kind of, again, one of the underlying themes of today. To use UU speak, I saw the spirit of life at work yesterday and all those wonderful connections. I saw some of you, and I see you nodding. You experienced that too. I had the opportunity to participate in No Kings Marches in Tucson, Sahuarita, Tubac, and Green Valley. And my dog, Tori, was so tired at the end. We made so many connections. I got to meet our incoming Congresswoman, take a photo op with her. I thought that was really a connection. So much hope there and promise. So much talk, singing, shouting about inclusivity in a participatory world. So when we talk about resilience, guess what? It happens for us when we get out and we resiliate. I just made up that word just now on the spot. Sweet. So with that in mind, let us worship. This is by Reverend Kimberly Ann Tomshek Carlson, A Place of Belonging and Caring. It is not by chance that you arrived here today. You have been looking for something larger than yourself. Inside of you, there is a yearning, a calling, a hope for more, a desire for a place of belonging and caring. Through your struggles, someone nurtured you into being, instilling a belief in a shared purpose, a common yet precious resource that belongs to all of us when we share. And so you began seeking beloved community, a people that does not put fences around love, a community that holds its arms open to the possibilities of love, a heart home to nourish your soul and share your gifts. Welcome home. Welcome to worship.
There is so much that we have to be grateful for. And over the last few weeks, I've been offering what I'm grateful for here. And I realize it's not quite balanced when it's just coming from me. And so I wanted to get you the opportunity to have the chance as well. So just for one moment, think of the many things you are grateful for here at Mountain Vista. And then just choose one. And on 3, shout it out as loud as you can. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. See, there is a great deal that we have to be thankful for. Now, you might have heard someone else shout something out that is exactly what you were thinking. You might have heard something brand new that you know nothing about, or you might have just heard a cacophony of noise that was pretty meaningless. Yeah. Well, we've come to realize that happens a lot, those last 2, that you hear about things you never knew about, or you hear just a cacophony of wonderful things happening, but you're not sure what's really going on. And so I'm grateful today for the inspiration and hard work of Jane Paul, our vice president and chair of our program council, because she has an answer to that problem, the information connection table. This table will now be a permanent fixture on our patio during Sunday coffee hour. It will be a hub for sign-ups to connect you with our current activities, classes, and programs. Volunteers there will listen to your questions about the congregation and give you the answers when it's possible in that moment. But they'll write them down because there are some living documents that are being created based on answers we already know and ones answering questions that are new. The printed resources will be available, including a MVUU handbook of answers to those frequently asked questions, a group and gatherings list of committees, teams, and social groups, and help wanted, groups that need new folks to share their time and talent here at our congregation. Thank you, Jane. Yeah. And thank you to all of you who will wind up volunteering your time at that table, because we're going to need that in the weeks to come to help our members, our friends, and our guests connect with all that's happening here at Mountain Vista. Because our faith tradition is about connection. It's about our connection here, and it's about our connection well beyond our walls out into the world. Earlier this month, our Unitarian Universalist Service Committee, the UUSC, was at the Global Summit in Kandy, Sri Lanka, to take part in an extraordinary gathering. Michael Corberas, the Director of Partner Support for the UUSC, reported that more than 700 people from 101 countries came to, quote, share one bold vision, building a world free from oppression in all of its forms. It was a reminder that real transformation doesn't happen in isolation, Michael realized. It happens when people come together across borders and languages and generations to imagine and create a world we all deserve. We express our gratitude for the UUSC this month for making those connections, for making that world a next step for us all to take with a month-long collection to support their ongoing work. And if you can support them with a donation, we invite you after the service to put something in the woven basket just outside those doors. If you can support our ongoing ministries, then we would invite you also to put something in the wooden bowl which goes to Mountain Vista UU. Because it's the connections that we make here among us and well into the world that make that world that we all deserve just a step away. All that you give is gratefully received.
Well, okay. The choir started up this morning with singing. Now it's your turn. Jim Scott's great song, Gather the Spirit. It's number 347. in the gray hymnal. You're always welcome to grab a hymnal off the rack, and there's a sign out there that tells you which ones you need. Today, you need the gray one, or you need to watch the screen, where the words will also be. 347, Jim Scott's Gather the Spirits.
Gather the Spirit, harvest the power, our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour, arouse in light a prayer of same.
Yeah, it's all yours. I invite you now to a time of contemplation, of considering and pondering our living tradition. I first learned of our faith's living tradition when I joined my first Unitarian Universalist congregation 30 years ago. Stephanie, my spouse, and I had just moved to Massachusetts, just a walking distance from a large congregation, First Parish Unitarian Universalist of Arlington. We would attend on Sundays, drawn to the preaching of the Reverend Dr. Barbara Whitaker Johns and to the justice work the congregation was deeply active in. We joined that social justice committee and soon felt a sense of belonging, and so then we decided to become members. We didn't know everyone. That would have been a stretch, and 500 members, friends, and children, because a person on average can really only hold about 150 names and faces at one time. But there was belonging, a belonging to something bigger, bigger even than that small part of the congregation that I was familiar with. I felt I belonged to a community of communities. Now, I was nervous about our pre-membership sit-down with Reverend Barbara in her office. Meeting in the minister's office often feels like going to the principal's office. It's not feelings I enjoy coming back to. In my anxiety, I was overeager to share what I was feeling about belonging, because it had been a long time, perhaps even never, that I had felt like-hearted, like-spirited connections among a single people. Reverend Barbara, of course, was warm and welcoming in her listening, and she clarified that we were becoming part of a covenant, joining in the aspirations and the promises of our new congregation that they had written for themselves. The first parish covenant wouldn't tell us what we should believe, what we must believe. Instead, it was an invitation, not about right knowledge, but into right relationship with a community that was bigger than we could ever hold in our heads. I can hear her saying words that echoed with me ever since. Unitarian Universalists hold all of our relationships as sacred. This is what makes our faith a living tradition. A living tradition means that instead of rules or beliefs set in stone, our faith is made up of the relationships of a congregation. Our values, our beliefs are what matters to us. In our covenant, as you grow and change through your life, so does the congregation. It has to. That's how relationships work. And when our congregation grows and changes with new members, then each of us grows and changes as well. That's how relationships work. We expand, we enliven, we renew our Unitarian Universalism. We are the living tradition. And I'm grateful that Jerry mentioned yesterday's No Kings rallies and protests. My son Robin and I were yesterday at the protest in Oro Valley. And as you described, in a word, it was a joy. We stood among a big crowd with our flag that expresses the range of our relationships here at MVUU and spells out in American Sign Language, "Be kind." That was with us. Anytime you go out, you're welcome to come, and they're magnetic. You just take one down, take it out, and bring it back. Because we don't keep this just here among us, right? And during that hour and a half Robin were out on the street, there were exactly 7 drivers, we kept count, that expressed in a crude form of a hand gesture their displeasure at our protest. But it was still an overall experience of seeking and making connections among like-hearted and like-spirited people. I was having a great time. I really like going to these things. Greeting many of our folks that I saw out there, meeting new folks along the protest route, and handing out flyers, inviting people to come to our November 1st Rising Resilience events, the same flyers that you all have on your chairs. And I think I might have missed it. What Jerry mentioned as the spirit of life, but the presence of our living tradition, if it had not been for a yellow butterfly. It floated out delicately from the parking lot behind us, out into the flow of traffic. And I winced, nervous that it would get hit, smashed on a windshield, crushed on the grill. Instead, it shifted, fluttering on the turbulent air, riding the rough winds. Not pushed around, but dancing. It moved on its way and left me with the impression of all the yellows in the crowd around us. The solidarity of the whole gathering came really starkly into focus. And I felt the presence of our faith, alive and a part of a broader community. Unitarian Universalists, we hold all of our relationships as sacred. That's what makes our faith a living tradition. And yeah, that's true here within our walls, but it's true because we take it outside of them. This means that wherever you take your faith, take our faith, whenever you bring Unitarian Universalism, our relationships in covenant are present in those that you meet. And then we impact and change our broader community because that's how relationship works. In right relationship, we bring joy and kindness. And that may seem a little delicate at this moment, but I will tell you, joy and kindness cannot be smashed. They're not going to end up on the front grill of history. The cruelty and the malice of this time will lose out. And we won't even be bothered by 7 middle fingers waving in our direction. Because you know what? That's communication. That's relationship too. But that's how we live our tradition. And so may we share it freely. And with the confidence that what we are giving today, this living tradition, is exactly what our world needs right now.
I think resilience starts with a breath. I'm thinking of what the Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh once said when he offered the words, "We are here to awaken from the illusion of our separateness." Kind of hard words in a way. It doesn't feel like an illusion on some days, does it? Our UU faith reminds us that we are all interconnected, that none of us exist in isolation. And so, as we breathe today, perhaps we can begin to breathe in that spirit of life that connects all of us while holding it and then letting go that division and polarization and all the stuff that would seemingly divide us, all those illusions. So I invite you to get comfortable. Place your feet flat on the floor, your back tall yet not stiff, and your hands resting gently in your lap. And let's take 3 deep breaths together. In through your nose, hold it, then out through your mouth. Breathe in. And again. And one more time. I wrote this song many years ago at Buddha Point on Hawaii Island, beneath a bright, bright moon. I invite you to breathe in its message that has soothed and enlightened my way for many years. Everything's changing. Nothing can be yours. Try rearranging your mind. You are in everything. Everything's in you. Savor this moment. Be now. Be now. everything's changing. Nothing can be yours. Try rearranging your mind. You are in everything. Yes, everything's in you. Savor this moment. Be now. Be now. Be now. Be now.
Thank you, Jerry. That was just exquisite. And thank you all for communally breathing with me. We welcome a larger container on our altar today, a bigger bowl to hold the waters collected by our congregation, and the stones representing our joys and sorrows. It is a symbol that we are a people who do not put fences around love. A community that holds its arms open to the possibility of love. A heart home to nourish your soul and share your gifts. It is a symbol of all that holds us, a beloved community.
Since ancient times, shaman, priests, and elders blessed sacred containers as well as the communities they symbolized. Our faith recognizes that we are the people who make this blessing. And so we invite you to join in a blessing of this larger container and to bless all that holds us at Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist. Michelle and I will each read a few words, followed by more on the screen for you all to add your voices to our blessing.
We bless all that holds us and one another with our intention for inclusivity. May we hold one another as remembering those who have passed, enjoying those who are already here, and preparing for those who have yet to arrive, where we embrace and celebrate the diversity in all forms. May open-hearted hospitality be our passion and custom. May we invite full participation in religious life so that no one is left out of our beloved community.
We
bless all that hold us to be open and inclusive.
We bless all that holds us and each other in our intention to be a multi-generational community. May we hold one another as we nurture lifelong growth. May we learn and grow together, young and old alike. May we worship together, laughing and singing and sharing as one community. May we support each other across generations, respecting and appreciating both our struggles and our passions. We bless
all that holds us with our multi-generational gifts. We bless all that holds us and each other with our intention for healing. May we hold one another as we recognize what is broken, split, and wounded, and engage, love, and transform as our remedy and recovery from injustice. May the creative gifts of music, dance, art, conversation, thinking, problem-solving, teaching, reflection, poetry, storytelling, and leadership, and anything I may have left out, be free-flowing, nourishing our minds, hearts, and spirits. May our gathered spirit be of hope, compassion, and strength, because we know that all beings long as we do for health, wholeness, laughter, nurturing, safety, sustenance, rest, and care.
We bless all that holds us as a means to healing. We bless all that holds us to be open and inclusive. We bless all that holds us with our multi-generational gifts. We bless all that holds us as our means to healing.
May it be so as we choose to bring it to life. Our ceremony of joy and sorrow is a blessing. It is our time to share all that is happening and the many pleasures and delights of life, and the pain and the grief, so that we may celebrate and comfort each other. Each Sunday, we pour out water, collected from Sonoran skies, from flowing taps, and from springs bubbling up from the earth. This is our congregation. We collect stones as containers for our sorrow, fear, grief, and for our joy, trust, and love. They have the strength of the earth to hold all of this and more. Fill these stones with your heartbreak, anguish, and pain. Fill these stones with your bliss, delight, and happiness. And when given permission, we name the joys and sorrows among us. I have none to add today, but we know that there are joys yet unnamed and sorrows which are not yet ready to be given voice. This is our blessing.
Leading us in our celebration and comfort is our pastoral care committee. Each of us is here to listen, warmly and welcome, in a warm and welcome way. And it is, if you wish, then we will share your joy or sorrow with our congregation here on Sunday mornings. We lead our congregation to celebrate with you or to meet you right where you are at in comfort. This is the meaning of our gathering. This is our welcome to be inclusive. This is our multi-generational community. This is how we are healed.
This one's in the teal book if you wish to follow along in the book. Otherwise, of course, the words will be on the screen. We are building a new way. Not only great words, but also a lovely song by Martha Sandifer. Please rise as you see fit and sing with us.
Lucky me, I get to introduce our new members. And we start with Iris, Safe Haven. What a great name. Iris chose her name after the Greek messenger goddess of the rainbow. Much like the Iris of myth, Iris Safe Haven wants to connect with people and share big, meaningful ideas that feed souls. She can be a bit ambitious. Iris comes from a Christian background, but now considers herself an atheist. She feels the covenantal, non-dogmatic philosophy of UU resonates in her soul. In her free time, she enjoys solving Sudokus, writing stories, and making music. She has 3 pets, which I hope she brought pictures of later, 2 kids and 1 wife. She loves spending time with them, doing activities like weekly movie night and monthly art day. She hopes to continue getting to know everyone at Mountain Vista and become more a part of this wonderful community. Yeah, that's right. Lynette, is it Bassman? All right, Lynette Bassman recently relocated with her partner John Reed to Tucson from Fresno, California, largely because of lifelong love of the desert. Hear, hear. Having grown up back east, she loves the weather and the desert landscape. She's a newly retired psychologist specializing in preventive health and self-care, still treating a couple of clients online for fun. She loves taking walks, cooking healthy food, teaching healthy cooking, eating, talking about food, learning about food. Does this include dark chocolate, by the way? Okay, good. You're okay. Health and nutrition, reading fiction, and attending plays, movies, and concerts. She has a 30-year-old son who lives in Fresno and is a teacher's aide and aspiring organic farmer. She was involved in the UU Church of Fresno for 25 years, and she's pleased to have found MVUU and looking forward to putting down roots in the congregation. Awesome. John Reed. John Reed discovered Unitarian Universalism while in law school in Ventura, California, a beautiful place. Needing a break from the books, he found that Ventura held folk dancing on Wednesday night, and he was hooked. Decades later, as a public defender in Fresno, California, he spent time there. And then his wife had recently died, and he started going to services in the UU Church of Fresno, where he would find like-minded people spiritually, socially, and politically. Now, a mutual friend from church playing Matchmaker, Matchmaker, Make Me a Match, introduced him to friend Lynette Bassman. Aha. They've been together now for 13 years. Wow. When she retired, Lynette wanted to move to the desert, a place she had always loved. So, having gone to high school and college in Tucson, John knew exactly the place. They bought a house and started going to Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist Church. The church, John says, has been there for him in times of sorrow, need, and joy.
Well, would Jane, if you'd join me up here, and Lynette and John and Iris, you'd also join me as well. Right here. Yeah. And right there on that altar. Yeah, okay. Today we celebrate your joining our beloved community, Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist Congregation. Now, you and I have met in my office, and I don't think it was like that principal thing I mentioned earlier, right? And we discussed that membership represents a promise that all members, new and long-standing, make to covenant here among ourselves and to our world. As members, we promise each other to be in an intentional relationship, a covenanted community together. Iris, Lynette, and John, you've shared with me that you are ready to join in covenant. So I invite you to speak aloud the words that you have been given. And I'm going to move this just a tad closer.
I enter this community with hope and possibility in my heart. My membership today is a pledge to participate in and support this community. I pledge to deepen my own spiritual and ethical life and show up and return to our relationships. I do this by offering my gifts of time, talent, and treasure to this community and its mission in times of togetherness and separation. I covenant to dedicate myself to the spirit of love that flows through this community. I seek welcome as I join you today and in our shared days to come.
Members of Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalists here in person and online, I invite you all to speak these words aloud as they appear on our slides. We
welcome you.
So welcomed by your peers, it is now time for you to sign your name in our membership book.
As Vice President of the Board, I confirm that they have entered into membership of this congregation. Our church is more than the building, more than a minister. It is all of us. We rely on all of us to continue our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. In honor of that journey, we would like to offer you these gifts. A gift certificate to the Unitarian Universalist Association's online bookstore. We hope you find something there that nourishes you at this time on your path. And a rose reflecting the beauty we see in each of you.
So I'd like to invite our new members to remain here with me as I offer you a blessing for you and for our whole community. So you can go ahead, yeah? As we welcome you into covenant today, we all begin anew. We renew our mission statement of building an open-hearted, welcoming community where we work together in covenant to transform ourselves and our world through love. And we recommit ourselves to our purpose: engage, love, transform. There is so much that each of us can do individually in this world, and you bring your gifts and power and skills of love and action here among us. Thank you for that. And yet there is so much that none of us can do alone. Together, through our combined experiences, learning from each other, teaching one another, we rediscover the meaning of peace and liberation and justice. We begin again today. As we do each time we welcome new members, renewed as a community of faith, as a living tradition. In this way, we bless one another. In this way, we bless the world. May it be so. Welcome. 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 Please have a seat. And as we do, we sing our covenant song, This Is Our Covenant, as Chris has arranged it for us.
Well, it's been a great morning. And I admit I came to the morning feeling pretty frazzled in certain ways when you think of all that's going on in our world. And I'm feeling some resilience, some genuinely good resilience right in here. So Pete Seeger, my musical mentor, wrote a song many years ago that includes these lyrics. Just my hands can't tear a prison down. Just your hands can't tear a prison down. And here's his math. But if 2 and 2 and 50 make 1,000,000, we'll see that day come round. We'll see that day come round. Building beloved community, person by person, story by story, action by action. This is how we transform the future toward a world where all can better thrive. And that gets me excited. Today we've welcomed new folks into our MVUU community, Iris, Lynette, and John. I look forward to getting to know each of you better. As a fairly new member myself, I'd like to share the guidance Reverend Matthew offered me as I started my journey here at MVUU. It was really helpful. He says, like, surprise? No. He suggested that a great way to start getting more engaged with the congregation would be to meet and get to know the stories of 5 other people. Start there. Make connections. Be intentional about this. After all, and this is a little quote, the shortest distance between 2 people is a story. And so I think that's the hope for the future. Let's get to know our stories, and harder yet, try to get beneath and understand the stories of those who are driving us particularly crazy and anxious and so forth. This is the work of democracy. The work of democracy is a vital expression of our UU faith when we are together and we are building a world, as Pete once said to me while we had a great lunch together. He says, Jerry, through music and through our actions, let's build a world where everyone has something to share and no one is ostracized. We are stronger together, and the future is we. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Announcements. The future is. It is happening. We want to keep you informed about the many opportunities for you to get involved in transformative moments and transforming actions of love. We have so much planned for you in the near future here at MVUU, such as, get that, it's really cool. Cafe Justo. MVUU offers Cafe Justo for sale as a delicious social justice project on the first and third Sunday of each month. How many of you have tasted this delicious brew? It is excellent. Right there. Very good. Sparked by the hopeful ideas of one migrant in a time of despair, Cafe Justo, Just Coffee, has grown to become a sustainable, small-scale international coffee cooperative driven by providing pure, organic coffee in the spirit of justice. We have ground and whole bean packages and caffeinated decaf and half blends. Why would anyone not drink caffeinated? Okay, anyway, taste the wonderful flavors that we serve during fellowship hour, and please take some home with you. Table and Treat. We will be hosting our third annual Table and Treat. Never heard of a table or treat? Well, you are in for a kooky time. I don't do the writing here, okay? I'm just saying. Because you have a chance to be part of it. This event is happening after service on October 26th, which, by the way, is next Sunday. We will have several tables outside decorated by some of our wonderful congregants, and they will be passing out tasty treats. You're liking this, right? Tasty treats to all. Everyone is welcome to come dressed up for service. Well, we always come dressed for service. And so in costumes, okay, sorry. I'm just reading this, okay? And afterwards, enjoy the ghouls and ghosts of the day. Okay, moving on. CPR first aid training. Are you ready to help keep your community safe? We'll help you prepare. Join us for CPR first aid training class on November 1st, 9 to 12 p.m. Register using the link in the newsletter or flyers in the Oasis room. Rising Resilience, November 1st. Nearly 1 year after the 2024 election, we live in an America dramatically different, and we live in a time of rising resilience. On Saturday, November 1st, we will gather here at MVUU to gauge where we are as a country and plan for the future. We'll welcome our broader community, people of many faiths, and people who are organizing for justice. We'll welcome two speakers, Chris Crass and Dina Hayes Green. We'll break bread together and we will sing. Come for one part or come for it all, but come and be part of our rising resilience. One more. The Fall Festival. Isn't there a lot going on here? Yeah, you don't have to be bored. We hope you will join us for our second annual Fall Festival happening on Saturday, November 15th from 3 to 5 p.m. We open our church house doors to our neighbors to welcome families and friends we've never met before with games, prizes, music, food, and lots more. In addition to all these things happening, please join us following the service for refreshments and fellowship. This indeed is our cherished time to renew our community, tell those stories, and welcome all our guests and friends into MVUU. And now we release the flame. In this religious community, we reach back into the past to honor those who came before us and those who have given much so that we may be here today. And we reach forward with hands of welcome to embrace those who have newly joined our beloved community. Wherever your path may take you, may you carry the good news you have heard here today with you in your heart and on your lips as a blessing to everyone you meet. Go in peace.
A part of the rising resilience. Go and be the living tradition. Go and bring peace and love to the world as we engage with our love to transform and heal it. Go.
I mentioned last week. That happens to me more than you think. I heard a wonderful new phrase this week. After we were talking last week, my heroes, the frogs, and the unicorns, and the people showing up. For a number of reasons, I wasn't able to participate yesterday, but I've seen the pictures, and I've seen the videos, and I've seen the films, and so much laughter and joy and people coming together in such an amazing way. I learned the most wonderful new term this week: tactical frivolity. May we learn to fight all our wars with tactical frivolity. May there never be a conflict that can't be solved with a song or a joke or a frog costume. May all things be so simple. And we're still going to sing it again for another couple of weeks. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Resilience.